Hello and welcome to Junior Achievement's virtual speaker series. Today we are going to look at job opportunities within government, and our speaker today will be sharing his personal journey. So I have the pleasure of introducing Deputy Chief Torres with the City of Lauderhill. How are you today?
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. So if you could just go ahead and tell us, coming out of high school, if you went to college and what you studied, what major did you concentrate on?
Sure. So I went to high school in Hialeah High School. I grew up in Hialeah, and I say grew up because I was actually born in Cuba, Havana, Cuba. I left there when I was very young. At the age of 12, I arrived here in the U.S. and I started middle school. They were just in the process of switching over from the junior high school to the middle school. And I went to high school there also in the city of Hialeah, where I completed my basic educations and a high school diploma in the year of 1993. At that time, my hopes and what I wanted to do was always to become a doctor. That was truly my goal in life. I wanted to be a doctor. I thought that was the career path that I should follow. I had a lot of passion for helping, and medicine always was part of my attention. So something that I wanted to pursue. So my mom was working at a hospital, and she gave me an opportunity to actually do some mentorship and kind of work with a pediatrician, which is the the field where I wanted to actually pursue my education. So I went to meet with a pediatrician, and he gave me an opportunity to pretty much shadow him. I spent 3 days with him, just shadowing him, meeting different patients, and sending the patients home with that prescription. Make long story short, I realized that that career path could not work for me. It was very slow. I needed something more energetic, something that got my adrenaline pumping and moving fast. So I was completing high school at that time. I went right into college at Miami-Dade Community College, and I started pursuing, of course, a pre-med degree. While completing my second year and come to realization that it's not going to work out for me, I need something with more action. I started thinking, well, what other career opportunity can I pursue that will remain within the same field of medicine? And a friend of mine came across and said, why don't you look into EMT and paramedic and then go to fire school? And I said, well, that could be a choice. It's got paramedicine there, so my medicine skills could come into play, and I'm sure I'm going to see different stuff every day. So I thought it was truly the best career choice for me. But not knowing, I went on ahead and signed up for EMT school at Miami-Dade Community College, completed a course, and absolutely fell in love with the career. I truly felt that I found my path and where I could actually feel satisfaction while providing that care to the public. After the completion of EMT school, I proceeded to go to a fire academy. Now, back at that time when I went to school, many moons ago, all the academies were full. There was really no access to go to the to fire school. So my only choice was to go very far. I had to go to Fort Pierce. Yeah, living in Hialeah, it was a long drive, so I had to commute. And we actually rented an apartment with a couple of other fire school friends. I went to fire school at Fort Pierce and Indian River Community College, and I completed that education. Came back and started working at an ambulance company, pretty much doing interfacility transfers for patients that were sick and so on. But ultimately, my goal at that point was to become a firefighter and to get a job at a government entity or a city. And again, back in that time in the 90s, it was very difficult to achieve, this type of career. So they were hiring, some agencies were hiring one person at a time out of 300, 400 applicants. It was really a very difficult time for these types of jobs. But God willing, I was very lucky at that time, and I only was out of a job for a short period of time before I was called by the City of Lauderhill Fire Department. In the meanwhile, I was already completing my education as a paramedic. Ultimately, paramedicine was my goal, so I was able to achieve my paramedic degree as well as my ENT, and already done the fire academy. So that was the course of my education for entering the fire service. I was very fortunate and honored to receive a job offering here at the City of Lauderhill 21 years ago, and of course I took it. It was the most amazing day of my life, the opportunity to actually enter and start working in that career path that I always dreamed of, which is public service and helping people. And I came into the fire service and I have been here for 21 years. I did not allow just to enter the fire department to stop my opportunities for education. So I pursued my bachelor's degree. I went to St. Thomas University and I achieved a degree in organizational leadership, a bachelor's degree in organizational leadership. Great experience, great opportunity to expand my horizons on knowledge and how could I become more in the fire department? How can I provide better service,
Right.
not to the public, but now for the organization itself?
Right. So what does Deputy Chief, what does a normal day look like for you? I'm sure you don't have a typical day, but if you could just run us through, and I know our days are different right now,
Sure.
but what does it look like for you
Of
in
course.
your position?
My position as a deputy chief, I'm responsible for all the administration of the fire department when it comes to budget, finances, hiring personnel, recruiting, internal affairs. If there's an investigation, goes through my office as well. So anything that's related to administration comes through my office. I come in the mornings, check emails, respond to anything necessarily related to the administration of the fire department, ensure that the budget is equipped to buy, purchase, especially during these times, all the PPE, personal protective equipment that we've been having to procure to ensure that we had the funds available to be able to make those purchases, to make sure that our firefighters were well protected while out on the field. So that's pretty much a synopsis there of what my day goes through here in the fire department in the office. It's more now at this level of administration, the senior administration. It's a more office related. We're looking for ways to improve the system, improve the service that we provide to our residents. So my job has become more of the overseeing the fire department, the administrative part of the fire department, how to find new ways to improve what we do. How do we protect our people better, and how do we provide a better service to our community? And come up with programs. For example, we are preparing to launch in the very near future an EMT class for our community here in the city of Lauderhill, one of our fire stations. So, and those are the kinds of planning that now in my position I have the opportunity to create, to leave behind, a legacy of things that could enhance our community, improve education, give opportunity to those that were not as fortunate as some of us.
So what would you say your favorite part of your job is?
Coming to work every day. To me, coming to work is not a job. It's a career, but more than that, it's become a part of my life. It's become a part of my life, and I think that when the time comes for me to retire, it's going to be a very difficult time. This has become my life for the past 21 years, especially when I was on shift. So my daily duties and responsibilities are from Monday to Thursday, from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. But prior to that, when I was on the line as a firefighter or lieutenant, captain, or battalion chief, we worked on a 24-hour shift and a 48 hours off. So like I always explain the new cadets coming in or new recruits that we're looking for, this career path gives you the opportunity to excel in your education, because you work 24 hours, you rest 48, you go back home 48 hours. And we have in between what we call a Kelly day, which is a day off. So technically, a true firefighter at the beginning of their career, all the way through until they go into the administration, they get that Kelly day, and that is actually gives them the opportunity to work 9 days a month. So really, the career path, you're working 9 days in a month, of course, for 24 hours at a time. But it gives you the flexibility to do other things, to continue with your education, to extend another path in your life. For example, for many, many years, until the recent time, I have been teaching for Broward College. I was an instructor, paramedic, and EMT there for 15 years. So it gives you that flexibility to be able to do dual jobs. So not only you work in the fire department, but then you could go home and teach on your days off.
That sounds great. So as a last question, what piece of advice would you give to any of our students who are thinking about entering this career?
Number one, I'm going to say is perseverance. Don't give up. Whatever you do, if this is your goal in life, if these are your visions, don't let anybody ever tell you cannot do it. Continue knocking on every door until that door that is meant for you will open. Don't give up. Don't let anyone distract you from your path, from your goal, from achieving what you have been wanting to do, your passion. So prepare yourself. accept that it's not going to be easy. There are going to be obstacles and challenges that you're going to have to overcome. And that is part of life. The quicker I believe, like I told my children, the quicker we start accepting that life is not, it's not easy, realize that we could achieve anything that we want. Um, don't give up on your dreams, continue pursuing it, and you will get there. Many times you're going to get knocked down, but that's okay. That's the opportunity where we need to really grow and learn and become bigger and better than what we are at that point. And you will achieve your dreams. There is no question about it. It's the perseverance that will get you there.
Well, there's a great piece of advice. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.